Alright, we're going to learn how to solve literal equations. We're going to use these GeoModels to represent our figures. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and label our geofigures into an equation so we know that we have C plus Y divided by C plus Y divided by P times H is equal to X. So X is going to be our cube. And we're going to go ahead and solve this. So our first step, do we have any addition or subtraction? Yes, we do. But it's at the top of this fraction, so we're not going to be able to do it yet. This would be in parentheses first. So do we have any addition? Again, it's right here. But we have division. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and multiply by pH. So if we multiply by pH on this side, we get the two pHs to cancel out. But we would move, if we're going to multiply the pH on this side, then these pHs cancel out. And this gets moved over, multiplied to this side. So then we would have the equation look something like this. We would have the C, or the orange cylinder, plus Y, our purple box. So now, again, we're going to look back to the inverse operations. Do we have any subtraction going on? No, but we do have division. So, or not division. We got rid of the division in this step. We have addition. So we're trying to solve for Y, which is our purple box. So we're going to go ahead and subtract C from both sides. So if we subtracted C, we would take away the C and move it to this side. So we would have our purple box is equal to X times P times H minus our orange cylinder. And our end equation would be, we would write this as Y is equal to X P H minus C. That would be our final equation. That would be our end result. See, and we showed these steps using inverse operations. So let's extend that knowledge to a new problem. Alright, so we have our problem. The monarch butterfly is the only butterfly that migrates annually north and south. The typical distance that a group of monarch butterflies travel is about 1,700 miles or 1,700 miles. It takes about 120 days to travel one way or one direction. What is the average rate the monarch butterflies must travel per day? Round to the nearest mile per day. So a key word that we want to look at is the distance. So we are going to want to use the distance formula, which is D equals R times T. So distance equals rate times time. the important information. We have 1,700 miles. That is the total distance. So we're going to use the orange cylinder to represent D. Equals to, I'll use R as our purple box, times T. So I have distance equals rate times time. We are trying to we're trying to find the average rate the monarch butterflies must travel per day. So we are going to try to solve for T, for R, the average rate. So we're solving for rate. So using the inverse operations, how are we going to do so? Do we have any subtraction? No. What about addition? No. Division? No, because we have R times T. So we're going to look at multiplication. What's the opposite of multiplication? It's division. So we're going to divide by T to get T to the other side. So we divide by T, divide by T. So we'll have D divided by T is equal to R. Then we're going to plug in some known values. So we know that the typical distance is about 1,700 miles. So we have 1,700 divided by T. What was T? Takes about 120 days to travel. So divided by the time, just 120 days, is equal to R. And 1,700 divided by 120 is equal to about 14 days, because we're rounding to the nearest mile per day. And that's all. That's really all you have to do for solving literal equations. You get the variable by itself, the one you're trying to solve for. You're using your distance equals rate times time. If you had a different problem, you would use a different formula. But that's all you have to do. And that's, so we solved, we're going to write it in a sentence. The average rate the monarch butterflies must travel is about, because we're rounding, so is about 14 days. And we are done.